Yeah. Okay, so could you give your identity to the... Oh, I have my mic. Hi, could you please give your name and identity to the camera?
Sure. My name is Matthew Marin. I go by Matt. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm bisexual, Catholic, Mexican American.
My name is Kalina Zamora. I am bisexual, and my pronouns are she and her and they.
Call me Keyshawn. I'm non-binary.
So tell me about the kinds of jobs you've had.
I was a camera person for a production company. Currently, I work at an elementary school, a Catholic elementary school, and I work at an escape room.
I've worked in the restaurant business for a while now. I've been a host and a server at my most recent job at Cheesecake Factory.
I've worked in hospitals, fast food restaurants, labor, like Amazon.
So were you out in any of those places?
The environment doesn't allow you to be out. They're not educated on the LGBTQ. And so they make it where if you do come out, you're being picked on, or they're making comments like fudge packer, muff diver, bushwhacker, you know.
If they want to know that, they can ask. Like, I won't lie about it, but I'll withhold it because I'm kind of scared of what the reaction would be.
At first, no, because I just didn't know how people were going to react either way about it. One of my media bosses was not the nicest of people and would say certain slurs about anybody, really.
Especially my boss, when I got the job at the other hospital, the new hospital I work at, he's like, God made Eve and Eve, not Steve and Steve, comments. And I'm like, yeah, I got a husband and kids at home, I get it, and I should not be fake, but that's a mask I have to wear to get a paycheck.
When I had been showing a guest, a man and his son, over to a table, and he was very upset at the fact that he sat them there because there were there was a gay couple behind me, and I hadn't noticed. And he had said, he's like, I'm not sitting here, put me somewhere else. I'm not gonna sit here, I'm not gonna watch these two guys kissing, that's disgusting. The first thing that guest had said was, I'm a sheriff, like I don't want my son to be influenced by this. My manager had dealt with it, and he ended up moving him to a different section of the restaurant, and they sat there and they ate. And I was a little bit disappointed in that decision because, again, it's not political, it's ethical.
I've always heard these stories about LGBT people have been kept from jobs where they could work with children. How do you feel about that?
If my boss or my coworkers found out, there's one coworker that knows, I don't think I'd still be there. I'm already having problems there because I'm sticking up for a guy that has come out. It's like paycheck or the right thing, and it's hard. Kids, they know they be like, you're a girl, but when I'm free and I'm out in the world, they're like, are you a boy or a girl? And I try not to confuse children, but at the end of the day, I should be who I want to be. And if there's a doctor that's gay or something, or somebody important, everybody's hush-hush as soon as the doctor leaves. It's like, oh man, that's gross. And he was probably looking at the kid like they're ignorant because they're thinking just because you're gay, you like everyone, and that's not true. We're very peculiar, very picky people.
What they're really doing is just sheltering their kid. It's now having them in this space of when they do see somebody that is queer, they have to immediately go, I know nothing about this and I want to ask them more, but because they don't have that personal relationship with them, it's going to come off very bad. I needed to be out just because kids are scared. The world is definitely different than before. It's getting better, but it's still not the best. And being able to see one queer person that's made it this far is definitely something that will cheer them up.
How different is it when you're in queer spaces versus dominant cis straight ones?
It's better. I can be myself in queer spaces. I can just let it all out. Kind of like when you're home and you take your bra off, you let it just relax. LGBTQ has a radar, and when it goes off, it's woo woo. It's not a cop siren. It's me sitting on top of your car swinging my hands because I can find you, you know, and I'm like, yes, family. And I'll say, yes, family. And they're like, yes. And that's how we communicate, and that's how we know we're family.
How do you feel things are progressing, especially with this, to say it politely, political environment, to say it not politely, the crusty orange motherfucker we all know about?
It's brought out the worst in people. However, it's also brought out much more allies than I thought. There's much more awareness of people's discrimination, people fighting for these different things. And I'm really happy to see that.
Everyone kind of says like, oh, like you always try to do the right thing. It's always the hardest decision, and it is, but I think at a point where you're just like, I could lose my job, like, what if I get in trouble for this? You know, what if this person lashes out at me now? And all these things race through your head, and honestly, for me, I just blink and do it.